Today joining us is Ashirvad Tripathi from buzu.in and askashirvad.com. Now, Buzu is a t-shirt brand, and right now its valuation is at $1 million. And so we'll ask Ashirvad questions about his journey and what problems did he face during his venture. So, Ashirvad, now explain to me the situation before starting your own e-commerce brand.
Thank you, Abhishek, for inviting me here to just talk about my brand and how things have, the journey, how things have been going so far. So, before starting Yuzu, I was working in one of the leading corporate houses of the country. And it was quite an environment, like designing the agency, the photo shoot, production planning, and so many things are happening around. But I saw the gap in the industry, which was totally neglected at that time. So that made me decide to start my own brand, Yuzu Fashion Design. So, like again, before starting my brand, I was working with the Arvind Fashion Brand, and there I was a designer. And before that, I was working with Louis Philippe. So again, there also I was at the junior most position, you can say. I was being the intern or doing some projects for my own, for my college project. Then later on, like discovering about each and every perspective, like how they do the designing, how they cover up the research, how then we source the fabric from the market, and then it goes into production and it gets distributed throughout the retail stores. So all those things were there earlier. And during that time only I thought, why can't I just start my own fashion brand? So that's it. Like again, the journey started from there back in 2018.
Okay. So Arun, what motivated you exactly to start your own brand, and which platform you started with?
Like again, going back in 2018, after working with startups and big brands, I had the basic idea how this brand operates, like production, fabric, photo shoots, everything. So I just collected little parts and just get it together and started this YouTube. And that one I started from Instagram and Facebook because that time again starting a brand at that scale was little bit challenging for me. But later in 2019, I shifted to marketplaces like Amazon, Snapdeal, Flipkart, Paytm Marketplace, all these.
Mm-hmm. And what was your experience there in these marketplaces?
Initially, it was totally amazing, like you are on Amazon.in, Snapdeal, Flipkart. You think you are there. You think your brand is there. But later on, while exploring, the whole made me realize it's a monopoly game. Like you must be having your brand out there on these marketplaces, but actually these marketplaces are controlling. And it was like a rat race in which thousands of sellers are running with their so-called brand, and their payment terms, like it was so huge, like every order sold there, you receive your payment after 45 days. So it's very hard to sustain for smaller brands there. And even the RTO charges, their courier charges, everything was so high. But we have this mindset that our brand is there, our brand is attached with Amazon. But actually, it's kind of monopoly, which they are playing with us, with the sellers, and they are controlling everything. So that's how, again, the whole experience I can sum up with that.
So Arun, it's a little personal question. How old are you right now, and how old were you when you started up?
Say, let's say in December, I'm turning 27. So you can say I'm 26 right now. and I started YouTube when I was 23, like again 3 years back. So it was
and
quite an early phase when like things happened with me, and it's going smooth.
that's awesome. Like we are 26, and seeing like other person like at the same age and starting his own brand, it's quite awesome. So Aryan, like how did you come across Socioninja?
Uh, I remember it was like somewhere in mid-September of 2019, I believe, and I got your reference from one of my Live Bhubaneswar friends. So he told me, "See, Ashirvad, why don't you try Social Ninja on your product?" So again, my products, I already knew my products and how great they were doing at that time. But again, the I was in the monopoly game. So again, I had a conversation with Aditya back in September, and then it's like the conversation changed everything, I must say. Like the conversation we had for almost 40 minutes. So that time, like the perspective I got to know about how this brand thing run and how we can take it to another level. I got to know at like 2019, we can say.
Yes, Aryan, it was in 2019, and I also kind of remember the meeting.
Yeah, it
Exactly,
happened in September. Yeah,
yeah,
and
September.
then
And
we started everything in February. Like again, it took me quite a while to get things
exactly, you were
started.
in information gathering mode that time.
You can say, but again, I never like spoken to anyone else after talking to you. So it's like again the connect happened that time itself.
Okay, Aryan. So I think tell me more about yourself. Like, what are your addictions?
Addictions, I will say to explore beyond anything and everything. Let's say my design, the shoot. Like I feel these are my real addictions to create something, to build something, and I really get amazed by doing it. Earlier it was for other brands. Now again it is more into YouTube and like how Ask Ashirvad is happening. So I really get amazed when it comes to create something, especially from the scratch, like how you shape it. It's like defining each and everything of the beauty, what is going to be the end, and how it starts, the whole thought process. It's like it fascinates me so much. Like you can call it my addiction, like especially the designs and creating awareness about the brand.
So like you had you, you had this craziness to explore the designs, right? So how did you implement all of this stuff into your brand, into Buyuzu?
Like initially, it was all for others. Like when you do good things for other people and you get appreciated, then that thought came into my mind. If I'm doing it for others, why can't I just do it for myself? Because it was all skills that we were like, it was all skills that was talking that time. So it was just combining those thoughts with the right skills and get it done. So that's how I decided for YouTube. And then I decided, yeah, I will not go with the corporate world and just start the brand, no matter what.
Okay. So, like, when you're planning all this, where were you at that time? What place?
Uh, Again, I was in Bangalore and I was in mid of my graduation project. Like I was working with True Blue, which was Sachin Tendulkar's brand, and then in between everything, when I was designing for them, I realized, see, I think this is time to design for myself because the whole brand thing, like there it was so packed everything. has their own roles. Let's say a designer has to design, a creative head has to decide the creative. But being there at the center point, I understood that hey, there is some gap happening. So to get along, like to reduce the gap, I thought, hey, let's start the brand. Maybe we will go slow down the line 5 years, but starting a brand with not gaps will definitely create some differences, I think. So again, I was in Bangalore and I'm in Bangalore since then, and it's going good so far.
I mean, it's a creative hub, right? And you have all the
Yeah,
positive minds aside you. So Aryan,
yeah,
like
yeah,
Biuzo is a t-shirt brand, right?
yeah,
And I remember we started with the solid t-shirts and then we started with the graphic t-shirts, and these graphic t-shirts really picked up. So how
yeah.
did you actually choose your niche? How did you get into like you are going for t-shirts?
Like again, I personally feel teachers is the best canvas I got. Like to present my thoughts. If you go through the design, I believe the teachers I have was the best canvas for me to introduce my designs to the market. And also, like it's a mass oriented thing. Everyone wears a t-shirt in their life, and that's where I felt the communication will happen there, because a t-shirt is something that we wear to show a thought to others. It's basically, let's say, if we are wearing a t-shirt, we want it to reflect our persona to that. So that made me decide the t-shirt thing because, again, like I said, mask thing. So mask, basically.
Okay, Aryan. So we get across the question that how people should make their website, how the website should look like, which platform to use. So how did you get your website done?
Um, Again, it was back in 2020, and these SaaS platforms, like SaaS, I'll say software as a service platform. So these SaaS platforms like e-commerce, Shopify, it has made everything so easier. Like again, I got this friend of mine from Delhi. So like he guided me to explore things beyond just designing. The basically the UI UX part, how you can create a experience to a website. So he introduced me with this SaaS platform, and then it was all game. Initially, things were little bit catchy, but later on, with time, again the lockdown happened, the pandemic came. So that time, let's say 2 months time, I got. So I explored the most of the stuff of Shopify, and today I personally feel that Shopify is the best platform. All the big brands, they are using Shopify to get their website made and done and just start selling it off your product.
Okay, so according to you, Shopify is the best platform right now for, and
Yeah,
all the big brands are using that. So
true.
so are like when there's a new person, he wants to build a brand, he's in a situation where he doesn't know like where to get his products made. So how do you get your products for Biuzu?
So let's say initially for me to source t-shirt was very tough because again going back to 2018, the SKUs were quite high and the quantity was less. So that time I did a lot of vendor hunting. I went to Tirupur, I got contacts from Ludhiana and so many places. But in the beginning part, few things get catchy, few things get difficult. But again, hitting on the right spot, you can get like the right quality of product. Like again, I had this. Again, in today, you can say I have a community of vendors, a community of factories from where I can get my t-shirts sourced easily, and just not t-shirts. Let's say the shirt I'm wearing. I can get that also from these factories. But initially, back in Like before pandemic, things were a little difficult. But after pandemic, I feel everyone is running out of business. So they are entertaining the small orders also. They are entertaining the big order also with the right quality, I must say. So I feel today's world things are very easy compared to like 2018.
True. Today, things are very easy. Factory owners are taking small orders. And main thing you mentioned is the quality, because the customer
Yes,
will see the product and buy once. And if he gonna give you a repeat order, that's based on quality.
yeah, that's totally based on quality because initially it's like all the intangible things. Customer is buying a presentation basically. So once he receives the product and it's good enough, then it takes the brand to next level, I feel.
Exactly. So, Arun, what strategies exactly did you use to increase conversion on your website?
Um, personally, I'll say it's some of everything. We did email marketing initially. I used to talk to each and every customer. Then we gave them coupons, we gave them discount campaigns. Basically, it's like everything happening around. It was kind of firefighting happening. We were talking to customers, we were printing coupons, we were giving them pizza box just to increase their experience. We wanted was to elevate the experience of the customer.
Man, I think that's the reason like BUSO is on the highest ROI right now. And, and there are like at least 30% of returning back customers.
Do that.
So,
It's
so,
actually
mhm.
today 35% returning customer we have.
It
Oh,
sounds
awesome.
very good.
So, Ashirvad, what's your goal with your brand? I think that this is the same question Aditya asked you when in September 2019. And, for our viewers, like, what's your goal with your brand?
So basically, the goal with YouTube is to build a connection between the customer and the brand. I want to bring the best quality of product to the customer's table and the best customer support service. Because in online business, again, like I said earlier, it's all about presentation first. But once we start communicating with the customer, we start building a community. And the end goal will be to make the best of the fashion community. Like that's my end goal with you.
Mhm.
That sounds exactly non-changing, I think, because uh, consistently when we have client calls with you, this is the base of every call. So,
Yeah.
Arun, what do you think is the most impactful thing in the whole process?
Personally, I feel the connection we try to establish with the people out there by displaying our product online. Like I feel that was the most impactful because that's where we are creating a bridge for the customers towards the brand. Like the bridge we can say, how we are connecting the customers and the brand through that bridge. And it can be for anything, can be for footwear, t-shirts, shirts, but it's always the impression. First, how we are positioning the brand, then how many others are there already and how we are different from them. That's the bridge. That's the most impactful thing. The presentation, I'll say. The way we
Mhm.
feature our product, the way we display our services, our products. So that was the most impactful in this whole process, I think.
So
Right.
you mean that
Mhm.
um, most impactful thing is that how we are differentiated with other competition and how well we can connect. The
True that.
positioning of the brand should be very important. We should target ideal customers out there.
Yeah.
Awesome. So Aryan, like in 2019, you tried the ads on your own, right? And I need to know like what happened at that time when you tried the ads.
So back in 2019, I was just like, again, these marketplaces, they give you free credit to run the ad, to get a better visibility. Again, the game of monopoly, I'll say. So when the ads were running, we were getting orders. But again, those orders were not completed orders. It keeps coming back to us. Like it's dispatched from my warehouse, then it goes around to India, different states, places, and then it comes back to us.
Mhm.
So like it's the marketplace and the ads, the budget, the credit, it's totally a different thing out there when we like deal with marketplaces players. So it gets really tough then.
Right.
True. The challenges in marketplaces you just shared. Uh,
Yeah.
we hear like I think once a week or twice a week from different
Okay.
customers, and they always sought a solution to this thing. So I didn't like I think we are working together for 2 to 3 years now.
Yeah, almost.
How do you
I think
how do you see the results coming working with Socioninja?
it's mind blowing, I must say. Like again, the very first day when we started running the ads, was just trying whether it's working out or not. With that very small budget, I remember 300 rupees per day, or let's say $5 per day. And with that small budget, we always hit the bullseye. I remember we started very slow in the beginning. Overheads, monthly retainers, everything was so high. But again, hitting the bullseye was the main game. And again, it's just, I feel we are just like that time it was just drop in the ocean when we started with the ads for BU2. And this online fashion industry after this pandemic, like it has become so huge. It's become like limitless. Whatever we are doing and whatever we are planning ahead, it's always less, and there's always more to accomplish.
Yes, actually, I remember that we had discussion about your budgets and your experience with Amazon, right? And it was kind of a lot of pressure on us also that in testing phase also we need to generate results. Butik, I think
That was
we usually take 3 to 4 days when we start in market research, but that time I think we took 7 to 8 days for that.
but again, like talking about the bullseye, we we were right in the market. We were just, I feel, even today we are in the middle of the market. We are exploring 360. So it's totally mind blowing with social ninja, I must say.
Yeah, I mean, the ROI is massive. Like it's at 12x, 13x, and sometimes with those t-shirts we launched like the new designs. 1 month it went around 20x. So the designs, the strategies was awesome. So Ashirva, share your experience. How do we deal with you, right? Like the client calls, or like what's the professionalism? How easy was it to work with Socioninja?
I'll say like initially it was all business and professionalism, Abhishek. But
Mhm.
you know how we used to communicate regarding the work, regarding our launch. Like there was part of ourselves. Like I feel like whenever I was talking to Aditya about the business, there was some different level of communication happening all the time. And that communication was always beyond our capability. And the hunger was, it keeps getting more and more. Like After launching 10th design, we were aiming for 20th. We were aiming for 25th, 30th, 50th, like that. So initially it was all professionalism, but later on, I feel how we became friends, how we started exploring beyond just the teacher, beyond just the business, what we have done and what we are doing. So I feel it's the hunger and the communication which again changed the whole game.
Right, right.
Right,
And
Aditya?
like we started off like a professionals, right? Like a weekly client calls, and we ended up becoming friends. And we had like communications regarding exploring other stuff.
Yeah, true that. Again, like so many things came into pipeline. Ask Ashirvad happened, and we are now aiming for course also. So
Yeah.
again, it's limitless. I will say, whatever we are discussing, it's basically a part of ourselves, a part unexplored part, you can say, which is communicating all the time, and the hunger it keeps getting bigger and bigger.
Yes.
I remember one thing that what happened once me and Aryan was on client call, right? And we were discussing about funding, that we reach these amount figures and we will go for funding. And now when I heard last month that investors approached uh, Aryan for PUSU, and it's not a normal venture capitalist. I think it's backed by Tiger Global itself. So
Yeah.
Aryan,
Yeah,
how's the deal going on, and tell us more about that.
it's going like again. There is some parts to explore because again I have given quite some time to be used to. So it's about. I feel it's about the team, what we are, what we are moving ahead with. So if they will fit in right, definitely we will look into it and make it big.
And
Awesome.
PUC is close to our hearts, right? so
Yeah,
so so it's
that's
so
right.
it's
That's right.
difficult. It's difficult to give a part of it to someone else.
Exactly. It's very hard for me, so it cannot compromise.
Yeah.
We can feel that. And now, then you're like you have a good experience from last 3 years. You are from NIFT, and you are being approached by a lot of other friends and other businessmen, factory owners, and now you just started, like I think 2-3 months ago, you started up askashirvad.com, right? Tell me more about Ask Ashirvad and how you're using your experience to help them.
Um, so I'll say this, Ashirvad, which just started recently. Actually, it all started back itself in 2018 when Yuzu was launched. Like, again, I explored most of the perspectives of to get the business with the right audience. And today, I feel everyone has a product. Like, even a chai wala has a product. But most challenging part for them is to get that product online. And online meaning is just not about marketplaces because your product or your brand will be lost among those sellers and the thousands of the brands which are already there. So the main idea is to get that individuality here with your brand. The brand should talk about the brand, not about the marketplaces or any third party thing. So other people basically they get into that trap and like traps say other people fail because of lack of effort they put in and they don't want to learn new things. They don't want to learn about the industry. They just want to start their brand online by jumping into some marketplace. So that's where I feel my role gets in. In past 3 years, I was like all firefighting thing happening, but not losing the hope. I feel you have to be very excited towards your business, towards your brand all the time. And excitement comes in the right plan and the right strategy, I feel. So as a business owner, we always feel this is right, that is right. And the thing which I am doing right now with Ask Ashirwad is basically acting as a third voice for the business people or for the designers. And it helps them somewhere, it helps them to figure out a better way for their business. And talking about the services, Ask Ashirwad services, it's designing first, designing the right product for the right audience, getting the website done, building a brand from scratch, the psychology, the presentation, the positioning, everything. It's all there in Ask Ashirwad. So I personally feel the product which whoever is having a product, the product should start talking for themselves. So there I help these people to get the things done because the challenges which I have faced so far in these 3 years will come as a value addition to the business owners, factory owners, or even the upcoming designers, because every designer has their vision to launch their own brand, but the expertise, the skill set, they lack somewhere. And there, this 3 years of experience comes in the picture and get the things right.
Mhm. So Ask Ashirwad helps businesses, helps entrepreneurs to go online, build a brand, right?
True that.
From making their website, positioning their brand to everything.
True that.
So Ashirwad, if someone wants to build his brand, where can they look for Ask Ashirwad? What's
It's
the
all
website?
there. It's www.askashirwad.com. Like there is a system called filling up a form, or you can book a calendar with me. I'll be directly talking to the person one to one, and we can decide how we can shape a brand the way the business owners want, not the way other people want. Because again, it's the brand which should do the talking, not the business owner, not the marketplaces.
True. So I think you have made the process very easy. So 3-step process. First will be the will. Second will be Ask Ashirwad. Third
Yeah.
will be advertising. That's it.
Third will be Socioninja, I say.
Exactly. So it's a 3-step process now.
Yeah, awesome. So Ashirwad, it was great to have you on call, and it was great for our viewers to know about how to start a brand and how to get their products made. So that's all for today. Thank you guys. Thank you, Ashirwad, for joining us.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
It was nice talking to you guys. Thank you.
Thank you. You too, guys. Bye.
Bye-bye.